Saquon is tough. I was looking at a couple of polls on Twitter, and the debate seems to be, would you rather draft Saquon Barkley or Zeke Elliott? And of course, on the heels of Saquon releasing this ultimate hype video where he's cutting in the sand, everybody's hot for Saquads, and it's happening. I have to admit, I'm a little bit cautious still without giving away everything in the article. I think part of the reason Saquon did so much damage was obviously his work in the receiving game. And we've seen the number of pass catchers added to the offense. So his target share is going to go down a little bit. But I also think it would not behoove a team that drafted a player second overall. First time, by the way, last time that happened was Reggie Bush. So it's been a minute. To give him the sort of workload that they were giving him and risk a setback. Because something that the doctor revealed to me was that when you are coming back from a soft tissue or ligament issue, an early setback is not a small thing to overcome. And that could drastically change the long-term health of his career and knee.
Yeah, it's sometimes I feel like I see, and listen, nobody in the fantasy industry, with few exceptions, is like an actual medical expert. I feel like I've seen a number of people talk about ACL injuries as if it's like some sort of cosmetic procedure or something, right? And like everybody just comes back fine. And that's I don't think that's where we are. Your doctor may have had a different opinion about that, but it still seems to me that there's a range of outcomes here. There is an elevated risk of re-injury that doesn't seem to exist with fractures, with the type of injury that Dak is coming back from. Like, I still, and hey, like Tommy John surgery has become, no big deal in Major League Baseball. And that is certainly encouraging, but I don't know that we're there with ACL recoveries yet. And maybe that's my own experience with Derrick Rose. Maybe that's, just a couple of decades of covering the NFL, right? And not everybody comes back to what they were. Jamal Charles certainly didn't come back to what he was. Again, that was like 4 years ago, something like that. But it's not like everybody just comes back from an ACL injury and they are exactly what they were. Plus, this seems like a pretty tight timeline to do it. But again, like this is also one of those situations where the Adrian Peterson recovery just changed everybody's perspective, and that set the new standard that everybody holds seemingly every NFL player to now, and it's just utterly unrealistic. We've never seen that before, and we haven't really seen it since in terms of ACL recovery.
We don't know what Adrian Peterson's rehab process included or did not include.
Yeah.
And there are different protocols in place now, shall we say.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know what this is going to look like. It was the videos that he released this week on Tuesday were hilarious in a sense, right? Like the cutting in the sand and all that. Like, I mean, it's good to see, right? It's good to see him doing anything. It's good to see him doing anything football related. He looked explosive. He wasn't doing anything really in relation to other human beings. So like who knows? They weren't, it wasn't in-game stuff, but it was super encouraging.